welcome back to this week's episode of The Heathen Vegan. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for gluten-free vegan pumpkin cheesecake bites. As always, I like to start off my videos showing you the ingredients that I'm going to use so that in case you want to follow along at home or at another point in time, you can do that. We are going to start, so this is going to be a three-part process, and it's only because of the fact that we're going to make our crust from scratch, we're going to make our pumpkin cheesecake base, and then we're going to make homemade vegan whipped cream, which is really, really exciting. I'm really excited to show you guys this. To go through the video, I'm going to make the graham cracker crust first, so I am going to show you how to make, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to use. First and foremost, I do not know how to pronounce this name. I suppose I could have been like computer savvy and Googled it and, pronunciated it the right way, but I'm going to call it Kitty Knick, or... So I'm just going to call it Kitty Knick. If it's wrong, my apologies to the company. I'm a big fan of your company, so please don't take offense. So this is gluten-free. This is vegan. It has, there's a lot of other stuff too. Like there's no nuts in it, there's no soy in it, there's no peanuts in it. So if you have allergies to any of those type of things, this is a good base to use. They've been around, I think, since 1991 or 1981. They are in a dedicated base facility where they make sure that they get a lot of their their ingredients from source-based plants. For instance, their palm oil is ethically sourced. So that means that they know exactly where their palm oil is, how it's being grown, it's biodiversified, it's not cutting down our precious rainforest or any of that. This is going to be what we're going to start with for our graham cracker crust. In addition to that, we're going to use Earth Balance organic butter, and that will be how we're going to start off our crust. We're going to use Tofutti milk-free cream cheese. This is the best cream cheese to use. There's no dairy in it, there's no cholesterol, there's no gluten, and it's really easy to digest. You're going to need 2 of these if you're going to make this, and you're not going to need both of these containers. You're only going to need about 12 ounces, but each container is only 8 ounces, so you're going to use 1 whole container and then a half of another container. In addition to that, I have a can of Nature's Promise organic pumpkin puree. It's from Stop & Shop. I mean, Stop & Shop started paying me, right? But anyway, you're going to need some vanilla. Again, Stop & Shop vanilla. Yeah, Stop & Shop. And then you're going to need an egg, or 2 eggs, I should say. I mentioned in a previous episode when I made the peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies that the Energy Egg Replacer is actually my favorite egg replacer to use. And it's only because I've been using it for as long as I've been a vegan. And I've been a vegan now for 24 years. This right here, it's good. I'm just not used to the consistency that it has. Because with Energy Egg Replacer, it doesn't get gelatinous, whereas this one does, so that kind of freaks me out a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that this particular brand makes their egg replacer. It still works. It still makes the recipe taste good. So you can do one of 2 things when you get to the pumpkin cheesecake base. You can either go out and buy allspice, or you can go and do what I'm going to do. I'm going to use ground cinnamon. I'm going to use ground cloves, and I'm going to use ground ginger. What I do, a little side note, what I want to let you guys know is this whipped cream, it does hold best if it's used immediately, but it does freeze well. So you can, if you want to make it, say you have like a party coming up on a Saturday and it's Tuesday and you're feeling the mood and you want to get it done and over with, you can just make it and you can freeze it and you can thaw it out, kind of like, traditional mainstream Cool Whip. This recipe is also really super quick and easy to make. It takes 5 minutes. And are you ready for the unveiling of our main ingredient of our vegan whipped cream? Da 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 da. Goya chickpeas. Now, I don't know. Are you looking at me like I'm crazy yet? Because you probably should, because I most definitely am. Anyway, you're not going to use the actual chickpeas. The chickpeas you are going to put aside, but you are going to drain it, and you're going to use the water that's in here. Now, the water that's in here is scientifically coined aquafaba. Aquafaba is the water that you get from beans like chickpeas that have been soaked in them. It turns the water into a thick consistency, and it mimics a lot of ingredients that mainstream people would use for other ingredients. For example, the whipped cream that we're going to make. The whipped cream only takes 5 minutes to make, and it also only needs 3 ingredients. Technically 2, but one of the ingredients is absolutely important. Obviously, I hope that you don't waste your chickpeas. It'd be cool if you went and watched my chickpea salad episode, and you can, like, check that out there. But that's that. So in addition to your aquafaba, you're going to use crema tartar. Now, crema tartar is a good stabilizer for this aquafaba. It's going to turn, when you start mixing it, with your hand mixer, it's going to turn it into, it's going to make it the consistency of it. It's going to make the consistency of it get that way in a lot less time, and it's going to stabilize it so that it's thicker, because you'll get the desired results if you don't want to use crema tartar, but A, it's going to take longer, and B, it won't be as stiff. We're going to put some confectionery sugar in there. That's, but we'll as we get into the video and I show you how we do it, definitely we'll take everything in stride and as it comes. So these are our ingredients. For the first part of our process, we have our graham cracker crust ingredients lined up and ready to go. We're going to use 1.5 cups of the kinnikinick. I love saying kinnikinick. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I don't care. Kinnikinick. So you're going to use 1.5 cups of our graham crackers. You're going to use 1.5 cups of the graham crackers. You're going to, obviously however you decided to get them to crumb mode. And then you're going to use 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. I think I said earlier that you were going to use powdered sugar. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm still getting used to being in front of the camera. And then you're going to use 5 tablespoons of your melted vegan butter. So I'm going to let everything just go in here. What's going to happen is when you actually mix this, it's still going to be crumbly. The way it's going to get to like pie crust mode, I guess if that's the proper term for it, is you're just going to take a bit of it. You can either do it with your hand or you can do it with a spoon, and you're going to press it into one of your cupcake units. But I'm just going to keep everything in this little small container because I think everything is going to fit. I'm going to start with my sugar, and obviously you don't have to mix this up, but I do kind of want to get the sugar mixed in with the crumbs, just so that it'll be a little bit easier for me when I put the butter in, so that there's not like all these components that need to go and be mixed in together. We'll get that going. And now we're going to add our butter. The butter right in there. And we're going to mix this up. And as you can see, I mean, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's starting to mix together. Excuse me. And hey guys, I gotta tell you, it's kind of looking like mainstream graham cracker crust. For easy measurements, you're gonna want to grab about a little bit over a tablespoon, so that it kind of mounds over the tablespoon like that. And you're just putting it in your hand. You're gonna press it in the tin, and you're just gonna push it down. And you're gonna push it down. You're gonna make sure that you push it tight too, because you want the ingredients to stick to each other. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna put in your cream cheese, and again it's 12 ounces. You're gonna mix it on high just to get it, nice and smooth. The second part of this process, you're gonna take, obviously you're gonna get a big bowl, you're gonna get your beaters. I've already done all this, and I figured it'd just be easier to explain to you this way. So you're gonna take so for the second part of your process, you're going to obviously get a big enough bowl that's going to be able to hold all the ingredients that you have. And you're going to take your 12 ounces of your gluten-free vegan cream cheese, and you're going to mix it up really well. I used Tofuti. It took me 2 packages, 1 whole package and then a half the other package, because each package consists of 8 ounces. And then after I beat it, I went and I put in my spices. If you're going to use allspice, you can use 1.5 teaspoons of it. I used a teaspoon of cinnamon. I used a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, and then I used 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves. After that, you're going to mix it up along with your 1/2 cup of sugar. You're going to mix that all up. And once you get that mixed up with your beater, you're going to go and put in your eggs. You're supposed to put in your eggs one at a time, but if you're using the Bob's egg replacer, it's just so gelatinous that you really can't. You just gotta plop it in there, and that's fine. That's okay. You just you mix it up. After that, we have all of our ingredients. After that, this is ready. You're gonna put in your pumpkin. You're gonna put in a whole can of the puree pumpkin, and you no longer need your beater. You can now go and use your spoon or your stirrer, and you're just gonna like mix it up until it's, and then you're just gonna mix it until it's and then you're just gonna mix it until it's combined. And then you're gonna put it inside of your little pie crust, and then you're gonna put it inside of your pie crust. Earlier, when you went and you baked your pie crust, you preheated your oven to 350. You're gonna keep your oven at 350, and these right here, I'm just gonna grab a spoon real quick. These right here, as you spoon this in here, just fill it up to the top. As far as baking goes, it's gonna take no more than 20 minutes for these guys to bake. Just keep an eye on it. And once the edges look brown and the center is solid, then they're gonna be done. I have this on extreme close-up because I want you guys to be able to see what's going on here with the whipped cream. I've already drained my can of Goya chickpeas, and now I'm gonna go and put in the cream of tartar. For the cream of tartar, you are going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon. And after you get the cream of tartar in there, you will start to mix it. And you're gonna mix it, hang on, I can't multitask. So you're gonna mix it on medium until it starts to get foamy. Once it gets foamy, you're gonna mix this on medium until it gets foamy. Once it gets foamy, you're gonna put it up to high and then do it for 3 to 4 minutes. I can see it's starting to get foamy right now. Now I'm gonna put it on high. So I'm gonna keep on doing this until my foam starts to form peaks. I can now see that this is getting thicker as I go. I want you guys to remember also that this recipe, you need to use it immediately, but it is able to be frozen. Alright, my friends, as you can see, we just went and we took aquafaba, which is the water from the can of chickpeas that you drained out. We added 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. We beat that for around 5 minutes. And then we put in 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. And look what we have, you guys. Homemade vegan whipped cream. If you guys hear panting in the background, that's my dog. He really wants one of these. But here they are. Our gluten-free vegan pumpkin cheesecake bites with our very own, sorry for the shaking over here, with our very own vegan whipped cream. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I hope that you get a chance to check out these little delectable treats, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.